Hi everyone, I'm Rockin' Robin from CookingMexicanRecipes.com, and today I'm going to be making grilled peach salsa. Now peaches are in season this time of year, and this is a great recipe to try with them. And we're going to balance out our flavors after that with some tomato and some lime and jalapenos and bell peppers and even a little avocado. So don't go away, I'll be right back to tell you how to do it. Okay, we're making salsa. All right, so let's get started and go over our ingredients. All right, so we've got our peaches. I'm going to be using 2 peaches, and when you go and pick these out, feel so that they have a little give to them, just like an avocado would be. If it's, you know, I was at the store today and there were a million of them there that were harder than my head. So get one that's got a little give to it. Same thing with your avocado. And then we're going to need a bell pepper, any kind you want to use. I'll probably only use about half of that. And we'll need a lime because we're going to be getting the juice from that plus the zest. And these are some of my homegrown tomatoes. So I'm going to use 2 or 3 depending on how it all matches up. And I'm going to use a little bit of chili powder, salt, and this is some olive oil that we're going to be spreading on our peaches when we grill them. Now we'll also need some red onion and a jalapeno pepper. And we're going to finish it off with cilantro, and if you don't like cilantro, you can substitute parsley and or basil, which I'm going to be adding both of these 2 today. And that'll be pretty much all there is to it. So we're going to get started first with slicing and dicing all of our ingredients. So the next thing we're going to do is start chopping up all of our ingredients and combining them in this bowl. So I'm going to start with the onion. And for 2 peaches, we're going to eyeball this. I mean, you can put as much of this as you want. All right, so we're just going to do some slicing and dicing here. And now I like my onions really fine for this kind of thing, just because I don't like big chunks. So, you know, chop it the way you like it, but I think very fine works well because it distributes throughout the salsa really well. All right, so here's my fine dice. I think that's good. So I'm going to place this in a nice big bowl right over here. And this is where we'll combine everything. Next, we're going to do our bell pepper. And like I said, I'm only going to use half of this because I think that'll be enough. So just remove the seeds, make some thin slices. And again, I'm going to make these on the smaller side. Something like this. I don't like them too large. All right, and then we'll place that in the bowl. Okay, so now we're going to do the jalapeno. Be very careful when you cut this. You don't want to touch your eyes. I always have to warn people because you can really get burnt. The oils from this will really irritate your skin. So you can see I'm cutting it in half a couple of times, and then I like to stand it up like this and just cut out that membrane. If you like it really spicy though, you can leave all that good stuff in because that's where the heat is. And so basically what I want to show you is I make thin strips like this, turn it the other direction, and then I get a nice, very fine dice. Now this one for sure I like nice and small, just like that. You see how tiny that is? And that's about what I'm looking for. Okay, so we'll put that in. Okay, so now I've washed my board knife and my hands of the jalapenos so that I won't have any irritation. And now we're going to do the tomatoes. So with the tomatoes, just cut them in half, and I'm not worried about, you know, any seeds in this. We're just going to dice these up, and I'm going to chop them into little pieces like this, and then just rotate it and cut in the other direction so you can see the size of the dice here. Okay, so I'm going to place that in my bowl. So I'll go ahead and finish chopping all of these up, and then we'll move into the cilantro and lime and avocado. So next we're going to work on our lime. We're going to zest it. You got to get one of these. These things work great. So you just want to rub it just a little bit. You don't want to get too far into the peel because then it gets bitter. So just like one swipe will do it. So I'm going to zest it first before I juice it. It's just much easier that way. Okay, now we're ready to do our cilantro. So I'm just going to cut a little clump off there like that. And you know, some people, people either love cilantro or they really dislike it. So if you don't like it, you can certainly leave it out entirely. Chop that up and sprinkle it in. Next, I'm going to be working on some basil. I'm going to throw in a little bit of basil. I have a lot of basil growing in my garden. So what I have here is about 3 leaves, and I'm going to roll it up and use the French technique called chiffonade or chiffonade, and just slice it up into little ribbons, and then I'm going to cut it across so that the pieces are smaller, and add a little basil to this. It should go beautifully. Now we're ready to work on our peaches. So I'm going to go ahead, and you want to slice your peaches in half like this, and then twist them and pull them apart, and take out the seed, which comes out nice and easy. And we're going to leave the skin on right now, and we can leave it on the whole time if you want to leave it on, or it'll come off nice and easy after we barbecue them. Now I'm going to gather this up, and we'll meet you out at the barbecue. I've got the barbecue preheated to medium-high heat, so it's a little over 400 degrees. And the first thing we want to do is get a little pastry brush and put some olive oil, so this will prevent your peach from sticking. And we're going to end up doing both sides, but we'll start off with the part we're going to place down first. So place these down, and they're only going to cook for about 3 minutes per side, so anywhere from 6 to 8 minutes total. And I'm going to go ahead and put some more olive oil on this side now before I close the lid. All right, I'm going to close the lid and check it in about 3 minutes. It's been almost 3 minutes, and we're going to turn these over so you can see we got some grilled marks. What we don't want to do is overcook these so they get mushy. We want to keep them firm. So we're going to go ahead and grill this for another about 3 minutes. We're ready to have a look and see how these are doing. And they're starting to get pretty soft, so I'm going to pull them off, and we're going to let them cool. We're going to head back into the kitchen, and we're going to put everything together. I've let the peaches cool now for about 5 to 10 minutes so I can handle them. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and take the skin off, which it should just peel off from being roasted. So you can see that came off pretty nice and easy. So we'll do that. And then to slice this up, it still has some firmness to it, which is good. Remember, we talked about not overcooking it so that it would be mushy. So I made some slices, and then I'm going to turn it the other direction. And so that's what we've got. We've got pieces that are about that size. Now if you want to, you can cut them in half again, which might be a good idea for some of these. They're a little bit big, but that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up all the peaches like that and add them to our bowl. So now that I've got the peaches all cut up, I'm going to gently toss them to mix everything together before I add the avocado, because the avocado is kind of soft and I didn't want it to get too mushy. So you can see, look at all those wonderful colors in there. And before I add the avocado, I'm going to go ahead and cut open my lime and sprinkle some juice on here to keep the peaches from oxidizing and turning brown, because they will. So roll your lime a little bit. It'll help release the juices. Okay, and just cut it in half and give a nice squeeze all the way around. Now I'm going to stir that again, and I'm going to add a little salt at this point. So let's grab some of that, and we're going to sprinkle that around, and just a pinch of the chili pepper. Give it just a little bit of heat and some interest. Stir that up a little bit. Now the last thing, of course, is our avocado. I'm going to slice that up. I'm going to cut my avocado in half, twist it open, and I think the easiest way is to make some slices right in the avocado, and then go the other direction, and you got yourself lots of nice cubes. So then just kind of sprinkle them around. Love the avocado in this. Nice creamy texture. All right, so now I'm going to toss it all up with the avocado in there. Now we want to toss gently, and it's probably a good time to try and take a little taste just to see if we need to add a little more salt or even a little more chili powder. Give it a little taste and we can adjust. Love that sweetness from the peaches. I got a little heat there from the jalapeno. The tomatoes from the garden are fantastic. I think I need a little more salt. I'm going to stir that up. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a very delicious, very refreshing salsa that, you know, a good way to use those peaches up. So, and it goes great with fish or chicken, with just about anything, or just with a chip, just like I was doing. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure and subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Arriba! Everyone, I'm Rockin' Robin, and today I'm going to show you how to make my shrimp asparagus pasta salad. Now this is a cold pasta dish made with